How's that doing?
To the final.
Thank you.
The quote, Greg, you started at the bottom, and now you're here.
Straight up.
The team is here. I saw you near the end when you was coming out. You just had a look like, I could not, like that of excitement and all that. What was you feeling during that moment?
Just a long time coming. That's what I said to Jay Gaspar, our equipment manager. He's the only one in the organization that's been here longer than me. He's going on year 30, so he was here, and Julie. So Julie's been here also. But it's been a long time coming. We've seen the bottom of the bottom for multiple years, and just keeping my head down. Waiting on this moment right here. And Monty coming in, building the culture. Him leaving us with the preparation meets opportunity, and that was these moments right here, and we took it and we ran with it. But we still have work to do. This is nice and all, but we're going for Larry for sure. Lastly,
when you took that shot to the nose, was that excruciating with the pain there? Maybe it wasn't. But I gotta assume it was.
Yeah, it hurt a bit. It's still a little tender right now, but well worth it. I'll take that over and over again. For this feeling right here. So playing without the mask, just had to ditch it, and I knew opportunities like this don't come around, and I didn't want to take it lightly. So just wanted to be locked in.
Thanks, Devin.
Mm-hmm.
Next is Dave McMenamin with ESPN, and then Kellen Olson.
Devin, when the Clippers went on that 10-0 run in the third,
Mm-hmm.
crowd's going crazy. Leads down to 7, and then Chris responds. What was that like as a team to experience that?
We had a timeout. We came to the huddle. We said, "Don't lose our head." I think we were up 17. They cut it to 7. So we had a game again. But people always been saying it. You hear it since you're a kid. It's a game of runs, and how you respond to those runs is can determine the success of a team. So right there, you kind of have a decision to make. Which way do you want to go? In this group right here, I feel like we're tested. We've been in those situations, especially Chris and Jay. So we locked back in as a team, and we got it going. Chris hit a 3, put us up 10 again, and the rest was history.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, and then Mark Spears.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
The stat that went up after the game was that 5 previous years for you guys, it's the lowest winning percentage across all 5 professional sports when the team makes the finals or makes the championship the next year. You think about all the Suns fans that stuck with you and stuck with this team through all that. Just how does it feel to do this for them?
Yeah, man, that's a real love. That's a relationship that, it's hard to explain with words. I tell people all the time, Phoenix is my 3rd home. And they've embraced me that way since day one, and I've put my head down, I've worked, and I've been through a lot of bullshit, honestly. But, being, just being who I am and, seeing the bigger picture, having a tunnel vision on, what this can be. I seen the parade when they didn't even win the finals. They just made the finals. 300,000 people out there right in front of the arena. So, the love has been there since I've been there, even when we were at the bottom. Even when we were at the bottom, it still showed up the games. Love around the city has always been there. So, Phoenix is my city.
Next is Mark Spears with ESPN, followed by Gina Mizell.
Well, congrats.
Thank you, Mark.
There was a lot of family shout outs so far. I don't know if you've talked to your dad already. Or...
Talked to him. Talked to my mom already.
Yeah.
My sister. Yeah, man, we've been through a lot, since day one, before the NBA, before that, they've stuck behind me all the way. And, having their acceptance of me and understand what I'm going through keeps me driven every day, putting smiles on their faces, being able to, provide for my family, take care of my family. There's no feeling like that. So, that keeps me on this everyday pursuit to be legendary for real.
And I want to ask you about what kind of workouts did your dad put you through in the off season, and how did he help prepare you to get to this moment?
We've done pretty much every workout you could think of, from when I first moved with him in Mississippi, when I moved down to Moss Point, Mississippi. And, I always had a love for the game of basketball. I was always a student of the game, but, I wasn't aware of the work that goes into it. So I was always good, but, he made me take it the extra mile. He pushed me, I had never been pushed before. I never had the truth told to me, at all times. Somebody that, is telling the truth out the goodness of the heart to see you succeed. You can feel that. So, it just makes you want to be better every day. But workout-wise, I've done it all.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com, and then Mark Medina.
Over here. Congrats, first of
Thank
all.
you, Jen.
To sort of build off of Rachel's question about you and Chris. We've heard about, of course, Tim being at your pre-draft workout. We've heard a lot about what you guys have done together this season. But what about the in-between moments when you guys were just going up against each other? Or what did you, how much did you guys talk? How much did you guys know each other as far as getting to a point where Chris is out there saying that the biggest reason I wanted to come here was because of you?
Yeah, Chris, like you said, he took us and me, D'Angelo, Carl, pre-draft. He came and worked out with us a couple of times, and that's where relationships started. But, I think he thinks when we played against each other the first time that it was going to be a love. But, I started talking shit to him right away. and what he says about, we almost get to fighting, that's because multiple times we've had our disagreements on the court multiple times. And, it's just those type of competitors, the players that you're like, I don't like playing against that guy, but I love him on my team. And Jay Crowder is also one of them. So I've got into it with him. Got into it with him too. So, but, those are the ones that you want to go to war with. Those are the ones you want to put the jersey on for. And, when it's not your day that, having people behind you, having that support system behind you gives you confidence to keep going. And just honesty, like what I said with Mark, this group, they've been there before, they've been in these situations before. So the honesty with knowing what the bigger picture is and what we're trying to get to, has been since day one.
Not that
not
easy.
a problem with us. Just
Grammarly can
somebody's messing around, let them know.
With all that said, so when you get word that the trade might be a possibility or the trade's happening, do you think, okay, yeah, we're both like kind of cut from the same cloth. This is gonna be good. Yeah,
we had some conversations before, and I knew if that went down, that he was coming to Phoenix, that we were gonna be able to make some noise.
It's pretty easy to feel good for Devin Booker and a lot of folks around the NBA, past and present. Guys like Manu Ginobili are really happy for Chris Paul after all he has been through in his NBA career. 16 years in, still dominating in a closeout game in the Western Conference Finals. CP with 41 tonight, 31 in the second half, and finally headed to the final round of the NBA playoffs. And for a team, guys, franchise that hadn't been to the postseason since 2010, what stands out to you most about this ride all the way to the finals for Phoenix?
There's a lot. I think the momentum of the bubble started it, because I think that's what made them feel comfortable about going after Chris Paul. I think that was the moment where they said, okay, we're trending. And seeing what he was able to do with a young OKC team, again, I think Monty said it, like, I don't know that they thought that the finals was a reality this year, but it ends up becoming one because of the circumstance, and you got to tip your cap to them. It's been an incredible ride. You love their player development. You love their system, their scheme. They bought in defensively. Mm-hmm. It's been impressive what they've done. And think about the journey. They knock off the defending champs, and obviously they didn't have Kawhi, but a solid Clipper team in Kawhi's absence. It's been impressive, and it's been pretty dominant. It's not like they've been pushed. They go in a closeout game. Down on the road.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. They're a young team, vibrant, full of energy. And sometimes that's what it takes. A lot of these teams have been through some battles. They've been through a lot of injuries. This team hadn't had many injuries. The injuries they've had, they've been able to withstand and endure and find a way to get through. And I think, not only for this year, but going towards the future, obviously CP3, they'll figure that part out. But, they got a good young nucleus. DeAndre Ayton, Booker, their bench is young. Cam Johnson, you got to love him. So their future is very bright. proud day to say you're a Suns fan. I got a guy that's texting me right now. Coached his daughter, man. He's a diehard Phoenix guy, but we'll let him live today.
Well, and James Jones did a great job filling in around those young players with not only the Chris Paul deal, and obviously that was the big one, but bringing in people like Jay Crowder.
Crowder was
huge.
Torrey Craig, who they picked up for basically nothing near the end of the season. Dario Saric gave him some good minutes as well. Cameron Payne, who was basically a scrap heap guy and had some huge moments in this series and in these playoffs. Next stop, the NBA Finals. Game 1 will be on their home floor. We'll have post-game coverage of that game and, of course, the rest of the Eastern Conference Finals as well here on NBA TV.